All right, what's up, everybody? It's another episode of the We Three Bros podcast. What's up, Joseph?
What's up, Derek? This is Joseph back once again for episode number 29. And if you guys didn't notice by our spiffy outfits here, and people who are listening, we are both wearing flannels, and today is the flannel episode. So
The flannel episode.
the flannel episode. Now, we did not coordinate flannels. He just texted me. He said, "Hey, throw on a flannel." He happened to put on a green flannel. I'm wearing a green. No, I'm just kidding. A green flannel, and we are matching. Not really matching, but pretty damn close. But dig the flannel, man. Good choice. I'm glad your mom bought you that. So that's pretty cute.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. Mom, if you're listening, good pickup from him. She got it at the Kmart. It was blue light special.
Probably.
If you guys don't know what Kmart is, kids, go research this shit. It's on
Ask
Google.
your parents.
Ask your parents. There it is. Don't ask your parents where babies come from, but ask them where his flannel came from. Sponsored by Kmart. I'm just kidding. We are not sponsored by Kmart. We're not sponsored by anybody. But if you guys want to sponsor
Kmart
us,
even around still?
I mean, not in the South.
I think there's still one in Manhattan.
Is there one in Manhattan?
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. It's like Macy's, man. They're all dying, but apparently the one in Manhattan's still alive.
Yeah, I don't think that one will go anywhere.
I think this was
one at 34th.
This is what's going to happen. Jeff Bezos is going to buy the parade, and now it's going to be called the Amazon
Thanksgiving Day Parade,
or the Tesla Thanksgiving Parade. They're going to change the name to some billionaire is going to come in and be like, "I'm bored. I want to call this the Butter Parade from now on." And now it's going to be called
Walmart Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? I feel like all major corporations are going to take over all the things that have been around since forever and just rename them. Right? It's like, oh, the first moon landing. No. We don't call that now. We call that the Jif moon landing because it was peanut butter and that was it or whatever. Or like the Kit Kat spaceship or something, So no longer rocket ships. They're going to spend all this money on shit they wanted to buy and rename when they were kids and just be like, fuck it, let's do it that way, right? So, but yeah, anyways, man, we're deviating here.
Yeah,
Derek, man,
what's happening?
how has the week been for you, man? Doing anything fun this past weekend? This, last time that we talked on the podcast, anything fun or just kind of been chilling, enjoying that cold weather?
We went to a Christmas market on Saturday.
Okay.
So walked around, got some drinks and some food, and hung out. It was pretty cool. They had, it was a bunch of like local stuff, and then in the little town that it's in, their main street, every building they light up like strands of lights down the buildings. So when they turn the lights on at night, when you drive down their main street, like it's just all Christmas lights all the way down. It's pretty sick.
Shit, no, that's pretty cool, man. I think again, it's again living up north for just like the one little small ass year and whatever months that I lived up there. Like up there when it felt like Christmas, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
It's like as soon as Thanksgiving was over, even though they put the lights up way before that, but like, even though it's like, the December 3rd or whatever, like it feels like Christmas because it's cold.
Oh yeah.
Derek, it is 85 degrees outside right now. This fucking flannel it's hot, man. It is hot in my apartment right now. Like
it's
that is not Christmas weather. I almost said Thanksgiving weather. It is not Christmas weather at all. So I feel like it's
45 here.
Shit.
So we're like half of what you are.
Dude, so with the, looking outside, you go outside, all the trees don't have leaves, but then like they're also about to start growing leaves again. Like you can see them like, they're like, hey, it's warm. Like the trees are all like really confused.
They're all confused.
They're like, oh shit, it was cold like the other day. And then now it's hot. Right. So we are getting a cold front tomorrow. So it will be cold tomorrow. But like today and yesterday.
Was it going to be like 60?
Yes. Which is not even that cold, but still, man, it doesn't feel like the holidays just yet. I always tell people who are new to Texas or whatever that like, hey, it doesn't really get cold until middle of January, and then it starts feeling like Christmas. But by that time, it's fucking January. People are going back to work. The holidays are over. They're not even worried about they're worried about their businesses functioning and everything functioning in working order and stuff. So
it's supposed to get 59 here tomorrow.
Oh shit! Look how hot.
But it's supposed to rain all day, so
I was out earlier in shorts and a t-shirt, man. Could you do that today?
Hell no. I mean, I could if I don't want to freeze my butt off. like
Speak.
last weekend we were out, like I went to a few stores and I saw people in shorts and t-shirts and I'm like, what the hell? And like I'm in my North Face jacket. I'm like,
Yeah.
these people are crazy.
It's always funny to see those people who have like jackets on and they're wearing like thick shoes or thick sneakers or something, and they're
Yeah.
wearing shorts, and you're just and they're like, my legs don't get cold. You know those guys. You know what I'm talking about. It's like those guys are just like, my legs don't get cold. It's like, oh cool. What
So
genetic like predisposition that you have that gave you special powers that hey your legs don't get cold? Like what? I don't know, bro.
the
Never,
shorts and hoodie crew.
dude. It never made any sense to me. Where I'm just all like, wait, what do you? Whatever. Your legs don't get cold. That's fine, man. You're not
Right.
human. If you need to go on a frozen tundra, just give him a jacket and some shoes, and he'll be fine.
Right.
Go
It'll be all right.
take him to Antarctica or some shit like that. He'll be all right. Anyways, that was cool, man. That's awesome. Again, it still doesn't feel like the holidays yet for me, or it still doesn't feel like Christmas yet to me. Maybe when it gets a little bit colder, I'll start kind of looking at it a little bit different. But for me, man, in Texas, it's just like, we have extended spring or extended fall, up
Yeah.
until Christmas and stuff. Again, you lived here for plenty of years, man. So you know how it is sometimes. So,
Did you get
um,
yourself a Christmas tree?
I did. I mean, I'm glad you actually brought that up. I was just about to mention, man. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast in the last episode. I can't remember if we did or not, but I know you were talking about getting your tree, putting it up. Oh yeah, you did,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
identified it and stuff. So I actually bought a tree last year for like $20 at one of the big chains or whatever. And the lights are already kind of in the light or in the
Oh,
tree.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So like all I had to do was like it literally. I still have the stickers on there that said like Part C, Part B, Part A, and you just attach them. You just attach them like that, like a puzzle piece. So like the base
Yeah.
is like C and then B and then A on top of it. So it's all nice and neat. All I gotta do is plug it in, and the lights are on there already. Like it's like in the like the leaves or whatever. So
Yeah.
watching it or so just play. It's super easy. I'm like, okay, it's like nothing's more convenient than this, right? But I did
Right.
put some decorations on it today, or last night. I think it was last night where I was like, all right, time to put some ornaments on there. It was just a nude tree. There's nothing
Yeah.
nothing on the tree or anything like that. I was like, let me go ahead and put some ornaments on there, man. So I decided to put the ornaments on there. So I think my color scheme is like green, red, and like silver. So
Yeah.
I have that color scheme, and I'm just kind of I put them all on there and stuff. So um, tree's looking nice, man. It's set up. Got that ready. All I gotta do is buy some Christmas presents for Lola. If you guys don't know what Lola is, that's my French bulldog. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy her some presents again. Okay, so I wasn't going to, man. Like I've never been a person that like just I could just buy her shit whenever, right? Like I go to the
Yeah.
store. If I see a dog toy that I think she'll like, or like if she ripped up her previous one, I'm like, I'll get her another one or something like that. So like
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, I don't buy her gifts. I just buy them throughout the year for shit that I think she needs or whatever, right? And I'll buy shit from like the clearance bin. So like PetSmart, they'll have like $1, or a clearance bin or something. There's like cool collars in there a lot of times that
Yeah.
they just had a huge leftover of, or they have like too much of them, or they don't have enough of them or something. So I mean, I found some awesome collars for her in there. So I told people, I think somebody I work with, I was like, no, I'm not gonna buy anything. They're like, what? They're like, I'm buying my dog gifts. Why would you buy your dog gifts? I'm like, whoa. She has no idea what like this holiday is. She could give two
Yeah.
shits. She wants to be able to poop, pee, eat, and sleep. That's all she cares
Right.
about. And she wants to
Right.
do it in warm weather, when it's warm or when it's cold. Like she just wants to make sure to have all this, like she's protected in that manner, man. So,
Yeah.
um, so yeah, that she don't care. So yeah, no, man. I was like, I guess I'll buy her something, and then I'll probably buy myself some shit and put it under the tree, or I'll buy some gifts from some family and put it in the tree, and then when I go see them, I'll just go take it, just so that it looks
Bring them to
nice,
them.
So
That's what most of our gifts are for our family. Like I got stuff for my dad under there and my aunt and Petra's mom that we got to drop off.
yeah. Did you get your dad something pretty cool?
So I got him
Does he listen to the podcast?
a
He's about to reveal it.
I got him a Detroit Lions steering wheel cover for his car, and then the
You know what you
little
should get them is an extra win.
right the things that go on the seat belt, the little pad that goes on the seat belt. It's
Yeah.
Detroit Lions also, and then a license plate frame that says Detroit Lions. So
How-
he'll get all the Detroit Lions gear
That's
for his
awesome.
car.
Again, good pickups, I think, in my opinion. I think. Well, I was going to ask you. I was talking about this with some friends. How big was that win for them?
I mean, I haven't really like
I don't know. If
talked to anybody that like around here that
and the reason
that
I
have said
asked
anything
is
about it.
I felt like when I was watching, did I watch the game? I think I watched the game, and the stadium was just wild. Like it was just like they
Oh,
just
I'm
went
sure it
wild. They
was.
went crazy. They were just like, oh shit, we
Like
got
they
one
just won the Super Bowl.
dude. Yes, but
It
again,
is
that
their first win of the season.
but the point that me and this person were talking about that was like it's like they care about the team so much. They have a lot of team passion.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Lions fans love the Lions, right? Love or hate
Yeah.
them, right? You can love your team and hate your team sometimes. Even when they suck, you love them, but you're still gonna boo them because you're like, yeah, get your shit together or whatever. So, anyways, I just have
Yeah.
to ask that, just some side things. But that's not football time yet. That's
Not
later in the
yet.
segment. But let's jump in. Let's just jump in into it, Derek. Man, there are, but last time we had our podcast a little early, so we didn't get to talk about episode 3. So let's talk
Yeah.
about episode 3 of Hawkeye, and then we'll jump into episode 4. So episode 3, it was called Echoes. It was about the woman's name, and I'm blanking on her name already. Do you remember the villain's name?
No, I can't remember
I'm
either.
gonna look it up here in a second, man. We're terrible at this. We need to be better at this, man. I promise.
Right.
I'm actually gonna do this. Pay attention to this or whatever. But Echoes, the last we kind of left off here was that Clint was tied up, and so was Kate Bishop, right? And they were
Yeah.
both in possessions of the tracksuit mafia, and that's where we left out in episode 2. Episode 3 again starts off with them still trapped and them trying to
Yeah.
come up with some ways on how to escape.
Yeah. And, I think it was kind of funny, like when he told her to wait for the signal or whatever, but he didn't tell her how to like break the tape. So he's all like fighting and everything, and she's like trying to get the tape off because she didn't like he didn't help her at all. He just told her to wait for the signal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's her name is Maya Lopez. She's Latina. And really cool fun fact, which I'm sure a lot of people know, is that she's actually deaf
Like in real life.
in real life. Yep.
Oh,
So
that's
that so,
cool.
so the actress who portrayed her, and it was actually deaf. So learning a little bit of like sign language for some of the other cast members and stuff was really helpful.
Yeah.
But it starts with them there, like you said. It was funny that he didn't give her the signal and just kind of like tore the tape and went after it, and started fighting all the tracksuit, people, the tracksuit
Yeah.
mafia. Love the fight scene. I think the fight scene
Yeah. The
was
fight was
great.
great. It was really really nicely coordinated and like constructed. What they were gonna do and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So I
choreographed
th-
was amazing. Really
yeah.
liked that aspect of it. And then of course the chase scene.
Oh yeah, that was
That was
nice.
great. That was great, right? All the arrows and stuff. I always forget again. So I believe that sometimes he could be a very undervalued character
Yeah.
because he shoots arrows, right? He's not Hulk. He's not Iron Man. He's not Captain America, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes his abilities can be a little undersold, or they're a lot. I guess the other characters, the other Avengers' abilities overshadows his sometimes, and
Yeah.
so you forget. You're just like, oh, it's a regular dude that can shoot arrows, right? Like again, I was watching Deadpool 2 recently, and he's all like, I think he said something like, "Give me an arrow, and I'm pretty much useless," like Hawkeye or something. Like just shits on Hawkeye,
Yeah.
Hawkeye, right? Always the butt of jokes of a bunch of characters, but watching them shoot arrows up the side of the car and being able to do all these cool trick shots, I'm like, oh fuck, maybe Hawkeye's a little bit cooler than what I gave him credit for and stuff,
Credit
right?
for. Yeah.
But backtracking a little bit here, right? So that it kind of that's where it early starts off, but where it actually starts off, and I forgot about this at the very beginning, tells the story of Maya, right?
Yeah, and
And
her dad, or is it her dad or uncle?
it's our uncle. So the guy, I think the guy is her dad, and then the other guy who they keep
That you
referencing,
only see like his hand or whatever.
you see his hand and you hear his laugh, and
Yeah,
everybody is speculating that
that's
is
gonna be
that
Kingpin.
that's Kingpin, but it's King because in the comic books, Kingpin takes it like kind of takes her under his wing
Yeah,
and looks out for her because like I think that his like her dad dies and like Kingpin promises to take care of her, right? And
yeah,
so he
yeah,
does, and so people are speculating that it's Kingpin from the Marvel or from the Netflix Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is Vincent. I forget his last name.
DeForno or DeFerno, something like that.
Something like that,
Ian
right?
Forno or something at the
Yeah.
end.
So the Vincent guy, the Vincent actor, they speculating is him because it sounds like his voice or sounds like him like his laugh in the show. And again, big menacing figure, and they kind of reference him, and like he's the one kind of running things, right? They keep
Yeah.
referencing the uncle, and so so it's like that speculated, right? But she's deaf. She learns to read lips. She learns
Yeah.
karate. She's the top of her class.
Yep.
As missing the leg, right? So is an amputee as well. So
Yeah.
and she's a badass, man. She's a badass. She
Oh
eventually
yeah.
kind of, I guess, she works her ranks up, and she's like the leader now, right? She's like the
Yeah.
leader of the group. Unfortunately, her dad passes away. Again, it's been a week since I watched the episode. I should have rewatched it. How did he pass away
Yeah. Me
again?
too.
Do
What's
you
that?
do you remember how he passed it away?
Ronan. That's why she's after him.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was Ronin, right? So
Yeah.
um, again, Dad dies because of that, trying to fight him off because Ronan obviously is trying to make people pay, and he kind of talks about it in episode 4.
Yeah.
But we'll we won't jump there. But so it kind of shows that about her, right? And so that she's
Yeah.
well trained. She's a leader. She has all these different tactical skills and everything, and so she's ready to kick some ass. And starts out the episode. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Her and Clint Barton go back and forth. Kate kind of jumps in as well. She gets her. She gets her arrow. One of the things, or she gets her bow. One of the things that I really liked is when they were running out of the building, right, trying to escape. They see a Dodge Challenger, and
Oh
then
yeah.
she's like, "Let's take the Dodge Challenger." He's like, "No, that car's too nice. We don't want to mess it up."
Right.
And then obviously later
It
on
gets messed up
it gets all
anyway.
messed up, right? And so they take like the station wagon and they drive off and everything. But um, you get to see those two kind of really team up, right? So they kind
Yeah.
of escape. They go back to, I believe they go back to her place. I love Pizza Dog, by the way. I can't believe I didn't mention him before, but I
Oh
love Pizza
yeah.
Dog.
Pizza dog.
Pizza Dog's awesome, man. Guts only has one eye, eats whatever like pizza and stuff, man. So
Yeah.
but Pizza Dog's amazing. But yeah, no, so her and Clint start kind of really building a really close relationship, right? Um,
Yeah.
and they're trying to and he's I think she helps him to fix his hearing aid, and
Yeah.
after they kind of fix his hearing aid, they're kind of like talking and stuff within one another, and so after that they go back, um I think back to her where her mom lives, right? That
Yeah. To
house,
the mom's
to
house.
the mom's house, and they kind of log into her stuff. And as Clint is, he hears something, and I think I heard it first, but then you could hear it, like the door open or something, and so he kind of hears it. And he turns around, and it ends with sword at his neck. Spoilers for
Yeah.
everybody who's listening right now. We're ruining all this episode right now, but so that happens, man. What were your thoughts on episode 3?
I the coolest part for me was the Pym arrow.
Oh,
Like when he told her to shoot that arrow straight up and then hit it with the Pym arrow, that was awesome. I was like,
yeah,
what?
me too. Well, when I
That
saw
was sick.
when he pulled it back, right, pulled the string back, and it said Pim, I was like, where's this going? Like,
Right.
what? Like, is he going to turn all those cars miniature? Like, I didn't know
That would have
what.
been cool too.
I didn't know what was about to happen. Like, I was just
Yeah.
like, oh shit! Like, my mind was just racing. Like, oh shit! Like, what's about to happen? Like, well, how's he going to use this? And obviously, the way that he did use it on the bridge, so cool,
Yeah.
man. And it made me want more of that. Like, I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit! I forgot that he has like I remember reading the comic book, and he has like over like 100 and something different variations, if not maybe a little
Yeah.
bit less than that. But he has like a lot of variations of just different types of arrows that he kind of
Yeah.
uses and gets creative with, which you see some throughout the series. Seems throughout the series so far. Um, so that one was cool. That was really cool. I did like that about that episode too.
Yeah. I think overall it was a good episode. You get to see the background of the one girl and how she
Mm-hmm.
came to like
I
want
believe her
to
name is
go after
Echo.
Ronan.
Yeah,
So yeah, all in all, I think it was a pretty good episode.
yeah, and at the same time, like it's one of those things where you can get like it's like, how can I say this, or what am I trying to say? Like you can't escape your past, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to pay for the things you did, even if the things you did were meant to be good. You're still
Yeah.
gonna piss off people, right? Again, it kind of goes back
Yeah.
to Kill Bill, right? Kill Bill. In the film Kill Bill, the what's her name? I almost called her Winona Ryder. Her name is not Winona. Uma Thurman. And Uma Thurman's character,
The
right, the
bride.
bride, when she goes to Vivica Fox's house, and I think her name was like the Black Mamba or something like that.
Yeah.
When he goes to her house and like kills her, and then her
Yeah.
daughter shows up and sees it, right?
Yeah.
And again, I think the newest film, or what they speculated about, was that it would be about that girl, or like the daughter, going after
Yeah.
Uma Thurman and like her daughter or something like that.
Yeah.
Because like,
Yeah. That's what I read too.
so speculate. So again, it's like similar to what this is, right? Like your deeds you can't run from the shit you've done before, right?
Yeah.
And again, Clint did a really good job of being anonymous with like who he was as the Ronin and like covered it up as best he could, right? He
Yeah.
never came out and said he was that person. I guess again in the Avengers film, I think that it was Black Widow who was the only one that kind of knew that it was him without him
Yeah.
actually announcing it because he was hiding behind that vigilante kind of mask.
Yeah.
So and again, episode 4, we're gonna talk about here in a second. Somebody figures it out, and it's like, oh, you were that person,
Yeah.
and he was just like, look, man, my family was gone. I got to do whatever. So let's just jump into episode 4. Let's jump into episode 4 so we can kind of go into this a little bit further. But it reminds me of that, like back
Yeah.
to Kill, like reminds me of the Kill Bill thing, and what
Yeah.
they eventually speculated with the upcoming movie would be if they made that movie. It's like no good deed goes unpunished, right? So like even if you're trying
Yeah.
to do some good in regards to like killing the bad guys, those bad guys have family, and their family can be very vengeful and want
Yeah.
want your blood for those
Yeah.
for what you did and stuff. So episode 4, again, spoilers for anybody who's listening right now. Clint Barton's walking and he has the Ronin sword at his throat, and
Yeah.
then you start, and I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was like, oh shit, Jack is gonna fuck him up. Like I was like, Jack is going to just like go toe to toe. They're gonna have a huge fight in there. Kate's gonna have to like get involved and stuff. But instead, he kind of pauses and goes, "There's an Avenger in my house right now," or something
Right.
like he's like, "What's an Avenger
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
here?"
Something like that.
And so then like the wife comes along, which is Kate Bishop's like mom, and they all start talking and they sit him down and they have dinner with him and they're asking him questions and stuff. And the mom is just like, "Oh, I get notified." She gets notified hella late, which I don't think it's
Right.
true, but like I think like if you get if someone's trying to log into your shit right now, if they need the two authentication thing
Yeah. You get a text right away.
right away. So I felt like it was kind of one of those things where she's like, "Oh no, there was somebody trying to log in my my account or whatever."
Yeah.
And I think she knows, but she tells Clint like, "Hey, leave my daughter out of this." And he's just like, "Cool, yeah, no problem. We're not partners. I got nothing associated with this girl. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like I got no. I don't want to be a part of this. She don't want to be a part of this. Like I don't want her a part of this. Like
Yeah.
we're not partners." And she's just like, and which again, Haley Steinfeld's character is so great. Like Kate Bishop's character is so great. The fact that like she's just like so naive, wants to be his friend, wants to get along with him, and just wants like a buddy kind of relationship.
Right.
And he's just like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. So fast forward a little bit, he ends up he like leaves dinner or whatever, leaves, because he's like, I gotta make some phone calls. So he calls his like wife to get some more information, right? Which hey, who would have thought Laura was a badass and knew some people that knew some people
I know,
because
right? Like she can get intel.
yeah, she gets him some really good intel later on. But he goes back to some house. Do you know where he's at?
That's the house they've been staying at.
Yeah.
That's like her aunt or something like that. Remember they went there after her apartment burnt down.
I remember her house burned down, but I don't remember where they
Yeah.
went after that. Like I couldn't
Yeah,
remember.
they went to the aunt's house, something like that. They said she was on vacation in Florida. She goes to Florida for the winters or something like that. So she
Okay,
won't be
okay,
back.
okay. Then no, I totally missed that because I was
Yeah.
again, I was watching it and I swear I've been paying attention, but maybe I just like looked away or like I got a
Zoned
text.
out or something.
And I was like, you sent me a meme or some shit that I just like I
Right.
looked at it and was reading and I was like, ha ha, and then looked back up and then I didn't see anything actionable happen, so I was like, oh, okay, we're
Yeah.
fine. I can keep watching or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
I was confused for the longest time. I was just like, whose house are they in? It's like I know hers burnt down. I was like, maybe this is another house of hers, but that makes sense if that's her aunt. She went down to
Yeah.
the winter. We call those people winter Texans.
Really?
I don't know if you ever heard that before, but we call people
No,
who come.
I've heard it. I've heard them called snowbirds.
I've heard snowbirds for sure, snowbirds, and then when I lived in like South Texas, they used to all call them like people who were from the north, like Midwest. People from the East Coast who just like, or
Yeah.
maybe some of them like the Northwest area too. That when it was really cold up there and it was snowing within their region, that they would fly. They would go down to South Texas, and we called them Winter Texans because they were in Texas only in the winter. So. But anyway, so that's funny. Her aunt is down in Florida, being a snowbird, and so yeah, so they're going back and forth, kind of talking to one another, and she shows up. So he's there by himself initially. So he's there. He's like icing up because he's all beat up, right? Like
beat up. Yeah.
He's getting his ass kicked. So he's sitting there. He's kind of icing his body. He's just kind of talking to Laura and stuff. and Kate shows up. I guess she realizes that like he's alone and doesn't want him to be alone, and people shouldn't be alone for the holidays and stuff. So she brings pizza. She brings
A
a
tree
tree and stuff. She
and
decorates stuff.
movies
She brings
and
a bunch of
sweaters for them.
yeah, and then which is funny to me. Something okay, so this is in the episode, but something that's funny to me was there. I was at work and there's some we hired a new guy and we're training him, and at nights we have a board on the wall that we use dry erase markers on. So it's like a dry erase
Yeah.
board, right? And I'm like telling him, it's like, oh yeah, you have to write your initials here, and you have to write this here, you have to write this there, and after he writes everything, like I look at his hand and he has a permanent marker and
The
he
permanent
and
marker.
he was writing all that stuff on the permanent marker and he goes to wipe it off with his finger and does not disappear. Doesn't it just doesn't disappear. I'm all like I was like, yeah, man. And I was just dying laughing. He was just like, what happened? I was like, that's the best thing to happen. That is hilarious. So whenever she's writing the plan, right, what they're supposed to do or who they're supposed to be getting after or whatever, um, it's all
With the
permanent marker. And
permanent marker.
so she puts the tree in front of it. She's like, what do you think? And he's just like, people can still see it if they walk around. She's like, it's fine. So
Right.
they ignore it and they just kind of keep going or whatever, right? So but that's a funny thing about that I really liked from the episode because that shit just recently just happened. So that shit had me
Yeah.
dying or whatever. But anyway, so they're kind of talking, and then they find some really great information or some really interesting information about Jack. Do you remember the information they found out?
That he's like the CEO of the Shell Corporation or whatever that launders money for
The
the
tracksuit
tracksuit gang.
the tracksuit gang, man. The people, yeah. So he funds them, or he helps to fund them, or something. Now, whether he knows or
Yeah.
not is yet to be seen. But we know some sketchy stuff is happening. Also, did
Yeah.
you realize that Clint stole the sword?
Yeah. Because
Yes.
he had it in his hand in the elevator on the way out of the building.
Yeah. So he stole the
So
sword.
he has his full Ronin costume back now.
So he's good. He don't have to go out there messing nobody anymore. Like all he has to do is, clean up some loose ends, which he's trying to do. Which leads
Yeah.
us to he gets some information. They find out about this watch. Apparently, it was a watch of that was at the Avengers compound or something like that, right?
Yeah. It was at the old Avengers compound when the tower, Avengers Tower.
Yep. And so it has some kind of GPS capability, so they can track where the watch is at, and they find it at this, I guess, in this building.
I'm wondering who the watch belongs to.
Me too. Me too.
Because they don't really say anything. I wonder if they're going to like reveal it in the next couple of episodes.
Would you say you read earlier today about
Oh, the episode 5 is going to blow your mind away.
Yeah. So you said that was the director or the
director said it.
Yeah, the director said that. So again, I wonder if it's because we're gonna see some really cool stuff, or because like some interesting things are going to happen.
Yeah, some deets are going to come
Some
out.
deets are going to come out, man. So I'm hoping something cool comes out of that. But yeah, no. So yeah, I don't know whose watch it is too. And I was trying to think back, and I was like, whose watch was that? But I don't know. So anyways, it was somebody's watches.
Unless it's Tony's, because remember Tony has the one watch with the gauntlet built into it.
Oh,
Remember when in the Winter Soldier, he actually uses it.
You're right.
So I wonder if it's one of those, if it's his gauntlet watch.
Oh shit, that'd be pretty sick. That would be pretty.
Because who else would wear a Rolex
in the Avengers?
Yeah,
I mean, the only people I can think of, but they wouldn't be able to afford it, is like an agent. But I don't. It couldn't be an agent. Like they can't afford this shit on their.
It's gotta be either Tony's or maybe Bruce Banner would wear one, but
possibly because Cap wouldn't. Obviously, Black Widow wouldn't. I mean, Clint
Thor wouldn't.
Thor wouldn't. He don't know time. He don't give a shit about time. Time means nothing to him.
Yeah, and I don't think Nick Fury wouldn't.
Maybe Loki.
I don't see Loki wearing a Rolex.
I know, but maybe like in his alter ego when he dresses up in the suit and stuff.
Maybe.
But but then that would also mean that he would that Thor would also too. But I don't think he would.
Yeah.
Maybe Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange.
But he wasn't in the
someone
compound.
That wears
Rolex.
Like,
I don't think.
And he.
In the compound.
Yeah. I think the compound was sold before he took over the Sanctum Sanatorium.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it'd have to be Tony's, man. That's the only person I can think of too. So, but yeah, so they break. So the watch is in some building, right? It's on a certain floor. Hawkeye is like, all right, I'm gonna go in there, do this, do all this stuff or whatever. I'm gonna get it. We gotta be strategic and stuff. Next thing you know, he looks to the right. Kate's
And
gone.
she's
She's
gone.
she's in the apartment, right? So she's going around looking through this apartment. She pulls up. She sees the watch. The watch is there, and then she finds a list of people's names,
Yeah.
and they were all names of Clint's family,
Yeah, it's Clint's wife and kids.
his wife and kids, right? And so he's sitting there, and he's just like, or she's like, "Hey, by the way," and then all of a sudden Maya shows up, and it's ass kicking time. And so
Yeah.
they're all fighting, right? And he shoots that arrow again, man, super fucking cool. Like,
That grapple arrow, or
dude,
not grapple, because it's like a tightrope
like a
arrow.
tightrope arrow, right? So they shoots
Yeah.
it and it like goes back. Again, arrows are cool, man. Cool. I like where they're going in the direction. I like seeing them in action, man. So it's
Yeah.
cool to see that. So Kate decides to kind of slide over,
And
and
she gets stuck in the middle.
she gets fucking stuck in the middle. She's and then and there's a mysterious figure that's on top that's fighting Clint right now.
And Clint thought that was the other girl.
He thought it was it Maya or something, right? He thought it was Maya. Is that who you
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. So he's sitting there, and then there's a scene where there's like these
Like
little
her wrist
her
thing.
wrist tubes that kind of light up or something, and it looks very familiar.
Yeah.
And she like fucking shoots some things at somebody. People are getting shocked by it or whatever,
Yeah.
and then she keeps fighting, and then lo and behold, mask comes off, and we're not going to spoil that. You guys have to go and watch it. But it's a very interesting character that ties
Yeah.
in phase four of the MCU universe,
Yeah.
um, which crazy. Which backtrack a little bit. There's a scene in the aunt's. Now that you said it's the aunt's apartment, there's a scene in the aunt's apartment where they talk about Nat, and
Yeah.
he gets very vulnerable and says that, like, there's even like a remnants of, like, they kind of replay that situation,
Yeah.
one in his mind. They re-show that scene in game wherever Black Widow decides, Natasha Romanoff decides to kind of take her own life or whatever to save everybody.
Yeah.
And then of course at the end, I think Kate's like trying to like get his attention, so he cuts the tightrope thing and lets her fall, or she has some kind of rope thing attached to her. That's what it was, or
Yeah.
whatever. And so he cuts it and lets her fall into the lights, and then she falls down or whatever. Right? She still proceeds to run her ass back upstairs,
Come
but
right back up for that
come
ass
back. I
whooping.
don't know. I don't know what he's doing. He might as well just pick her ass up, come back. He's like, all right, let's fight. Let's get this over with, right? So she's there, and like they're trying to So he's like fighting this character or whatever. But like in the back in the apartment, like again, he like talks about Natasha, and it's just like, man, she saved my life, you know, tenfold and stuff. So it was a nice little like callback, and was like a nice, honoring like Natasha and stuff. But
Yeah.
um, what do you think about the next episode, Derek? What do you else see? If the director's talking about it blowing our mind, man, what direction do you think it's going? Are we going to
Yeah, I
get
don't-
some visions of some characters, or are we, some major things are going to happen?
I mean, with only 2 episodes left, they got to introduce people they're going to introduce in this next episode,
Mm-hmm.
because the climax is going to happen in episode 6. So, like, this next episode, they got to show whoever they're going to show, Kingpin,
Yeah.
whoever the team is that, what's her name? Uh, what the heck's her name? Julia Louis Dreyfus.
Oh yes.
Like whatever team she's putting together, maybe it'll be them.
Oh shit, that'd be pretty cool. I think.
So
Or another question is, will Hawkeye ever make it home for Christmas?
right.
That's the real question. Is he going to make it home for Christmas?
He's gonna need a Quinjet.
He's going to need a real fast Quinjet. I don't know where the other Quinjet's at. Maybe with Tom Holland.
Maybe.
And what's Jon Favreau's character? Hopi or
Happy Hogan.
Happy Hogan. Yeah, maybe it's with him, just chilling.
Yeah.
Again, we're going back here a little bit. My favorite episode, or my favorite scene, is whenever Spider-Man like asks him, Happy, and like Aunt May. He's like, "So you guys, an item?" And he's just like, "Well, yeah," and she's like, "No."
No.
And he's just like, they like look at each other or whatever. They're like, "What the hell?" Like, I thought we were like, no. Okay, whatever. So
Poor Happy.
poor Happy, man. On May, Stone Cold Fox, and Happy's just no. But anyways, yeah, man. I think that they're gonna, I would love to see them kind of introduce some Marvel characters from the Netflix series. I think Kevin Feige came out recently and said that
Confirmed that Charlie Cox is
is
going to
going
be
to
in the MCU.
going to be in the MCU. He's going to play Daredevil again. So I thought that was very interesting that people were speculating about Kingpin, and then like literally the next day or 2 days afterwards, he was like, "Hey, Charlie Cox is going to come back." So I was like,
Yeah.
"So was that Kingpin, or was that somebody different or whatever?" So,
Right.
man, I don't know. I'm super pumped. I'm excited to see kind of where the direction is, and I can't wait till next week where we talk about it, man, because we'll have a few things to talk about.
Yeah,
Which
next week's going to have some good content.
good content, because hey, man, you buy your tickets? Yes, you did. I bought my
Yes,
tickets.
sir.
Yes, I did. I also bought my tickets to The Matrix. I'm gonna watch that on Christmas Day.
Oh, so you're not going to watch it from home?
Is it? Oh, it streams on HBO,
It's
right?
going to be on HBO Max also.
Oh, damn. In that case, I might not. I might not go watch it on Christmas Day. I might stream it and then go watch. Well, I don't know. I might still go watch it in the theater. It's still worth a
Well,
shot.
the Kingsman comes out next week too,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I might watch
so you
Kingsman
could
instead on
get your
Christmas.
Kingsman ticket and watch Matrix from the house.
Yeah, I might just do that. But I mean, you know how it is sometimes, man. Well, nah, I'd rather be safe. Yep, you're right. I'm gonna just do that instead. Might as well just watch The
Yeah.
Matrix at home, and then Kingsman, maybe go watch it at the movies that day or something, like later on in
Yeah.
the day or something like that. So good call, Derek. That's why I talked to you about this shit. But I got my movie tickets either way, man. So I'm watching them in some capacity or some form, man. And I'm
Right,
super
right.
pumped about both of them being released at that time. And being able to watch some really cool things around that time. So, and I believe
Yeah.
there's, I know you don't watch this, but they released a trailer for Cobra Kai. That looks so goddamn good. I think this is episode 4 now, so I think they're on episode 4 now. So that's going to come out, or if not, episode 5 or season 5 or season 4. I can't remember, but they showed the trailer. It comes out December 30th. So it's just like there's so many good things coming out right now, man. So
Yeah.
really excited, but we'll have some good content next week. I'm not watching any more videos, any more spoilers. Like I'm literally staying off
Yeah,
social
I'm
media
not
as much
watching
as
anything.
yeah. I'm gonna start staying off social media as much as I can, man. Because I know some people who are going to watch it. They either watched it yesterday or they're watching it tonight because they got early
What?
showing. They got like
For Spider-Man?
yeah, man.
Where at?
I don't know. I think it's like an undisclosed location. Like what do they call them? Like not previews or early showings, early
Huh.
viewings. So like there's some people doing early viewings. They did them yesterday. They did them today. But I know some people got tickets like for yesterday. Like,
Oh wow.
but I think it was like undisclosed. Didn't really tell people. They were just like because I think when you get viewings like that, they just tell you like, hey, be here at this time, and they don't tell you which theater it
Yeah.
is or anything like that. They just confirm that you have a ticket and you get a seat or something like that. So
Huh.
at least I believe that's how that works. But yeah, no, they're going to see it this week. So I was like,
Wow.
if you jackasses say anything about that movie, I'll hurt you. I was like, I
Right.
will fight both of you guys. Like I don't even care because we're brothers. So, but yeah, no, they got tickets already, man. I mean, I don't know how you get them. I don't know how you get them, but apparently they got them somehow. So, but I don't think it was something they bought. I think maybe they were like randomly selected, or they like knew
Hmm.
somebody that knew somebody or something. I'm not too sure,
Yeah.
man. But they got like early viewing or whatever, which I'm like, because sometimes they do that for the media, right? For like reviewers and stuff,
Yeah.
let them watch it early. So, but yeah, man, stay off the fucking internet. It's the
Right.
devil as we're streaming
It's the
episodes straight
devil.
straight to the straight to the internet. It's fine. But yeah, man, Hawkeye, it's gonna be cool. Next week we got some cool things. Just some other news. They canceled about Cowboy Bebop. Did you ever finish it?
I watched another episode yesterday.
Okay.
So I'm on like episode. Well, actually, I watched a couple. I think I'm up to like 7 or 8 now.
Oh shit, so you're almost done. You need like either
Yeah.
3 or 2 more episodes done, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I really enjoyed it. Like I didn't think it was that bad. It could have been worse. Like it could have been really bad, but it wasn't
I
bad.
think one of the things people complained about were like the set pieces looked really cheap.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, you could say that about a lot
Like in
of
I
things.
think the last one of the one episode where Spike was in that chair and he kept going through that mind loop.
Yeah,
Like that set piece looked like garbage. I don't know if it was supposed to look like that on purpose or
like just like the chair
the buildings.
or the
Like
building and stuff. Oh, like when he was
yeah,
in that when he was like replaying that situation.
yeah. Every time he
Oh,
was outside, like the exterior of all the buildings
yeah.
just looked so cheap. And I don't know if it was supposed to look like that or
Yeah, it looked like a movie set, but not. But it was like before they did all the magic, the movie magic shit.
yeah,
because like when
Yeah.
you see it all, you not see it all the time, but like sometimes when you see a show that like takes place on a movie set, so they show the movie set, they're showing that's like a like in a very immersive kind of feel where it's like,
Yeah.
hey, this is a movie star that's in this TV show and they're gonna film a movie on set, and it shows the
Yeah.
set, and it's kind of I can
Yeah.
see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that that was one of the complaints. I know people said that it what was it, or I guess Netflix were saying that the viewership wasn't as good as
Yeah. It
they.
like dropped off big time.
Yeah, they said they went from like 45 million to like they didn't really specify the number, but they
Like
said
5 people.
possibly. But they said the
It's like
first
me and 4 other dudes watching it.
there it is. So yeah, so when you go watch episode 8, they're like, "Oh shit, look, somebody's watching an episode."
Right.
It's that one person. But yeah, they said the viewership kind of took a huge dip, and Netflix has been more honest about like just trying to really promote series that are successful and have like
Yeah.
a really good following. And I guess it just didn't have that same appeal. So and I was people joke about it. I think there was even what show was it? Um, was it Family Guy? No, it wasn't Family Guy. It couldn't have been Family Guy. What was it? Well, you've seen the episode where somebody gets a comedy special on Netflix. You know what show that is?
Oh, that's Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, there it
Yeah.
is. I was
Where
like,
he
is it
goes to
Rick and
pitch
Morty?
a show to them about the heists.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
no,
It was the heist episode.
which is funny because like that's how it really like again that's not how it really is, but people are like, shit, Netflix will just make a show about anything, and they'll
Yeah.
make money about anything or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
but no, man, I think that it's funny to see like it's kind of some truth to it. So I think Netflix kind of had that, like they were like, oh, it was a famous show, it has a good cult following, like we'll bring the live action of it, and we'll try it out, and it wasn't successful, so they're like, nah, never mind, we changed our mind, we're just gonna
Yeah.
cancel this. So that kind of sucked. I was really hoping, and it sucks because it left on such a big cliffhanger, which they do this shit all the time.
Really?
Yeah, it leaves on a big cliffhanger. So
Ugh.
if you keep watching it, you're gonna be like, well, shit, right? So it's one
Right.
thing if they like ended it, right? Like you're like, okay, cool. Maybe I wonder if they do a season 2, what the season 2 is going to be about. But like,
Yeah.
no, it leaves on a cliffhanger, and you're just like, well, fuck, man, that sucks. But yeah, no, they canceled it, which kind of sucks, man. But it is what it is. But yeah, so that's crappy that they canceled it. But we'll see what else is out there. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes.
Doesn't the next season of Witcher come out soon?
I think it released today.
Really?
I could be wrong. Don't quote me. I could be lying about all this shit.
I thought it was later this month.
Okay, cause I'm seeing reviews for it already. Sorry, and I'm like, people are like, yep, we're gonna review the entire season, and I was like, oh shit, they already reviewed the entire season. That's interesting.
December 17th.
Oh, okay, so it's next week. Okay,
Next
so
Friday.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm like seeing reviews for it already. People are like talking about it. I was thinking about going to see the new Adam McKay film, Don't Look Up.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, like it's supposed to be just like obviously it's like a satire, but it's about like some doom is coming in these.
Yeah. Like an asteroid or something.
Yeah, but that was coming out on
towards
Netflix though, so I think it comes out on the 17th. So like it comes out next week too on Netflix.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man probably be the only thing I'll be able to get to next week with us leaving on Sunday.
I got you, man. I watch everything. I'll just have the Me Three Bros podcast where it's just me by myself talking to myself, and I'll keep it going, man. So I got you, Derek. I'll just record 15-minute segments about shit. It'll just be me yelling for 15 minutes,
Right.
Just doing that for 15 minutes. I will be able to do it for 15. I'll have to pause every few minutes or whatever, but I'll just be like, all right, we're gonna talk about just do that the entire time. People are gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I said I wouldn't give any attention to this, but I'm just going to give it attention to this because why the hell not? GTA decided they're going to do a DLC. They're not going to give
another
us
one.
They're not going to give us GTA 6, but they're going to give us
yeah,
GTA.
no GTA 6, just more DLC.
Just more DLC. Do you know what the DLC is about? Did you watch the trailer?
I watched the trailer. It didn't really, explain a whole lot. It's something with Dr. Dre.
It just had Dr. Dre. It was like him making music, and then Franklin looked older. He had a beard.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think it's supposed to take like like in the event of 2 years after the game was over.
Oh, okay.
So wherever the story was at, it's supposed to be like 2 years afterwards or whatever. But whatever. Also, this week, man, some other big news were the Game Awards this weekend. I know you didn't get to watch some of the stuff, but if you get a chance, man, go back and check it out. But some of the things that they showed was the Unreal Engine 5, which is like this new,
Yeah, I started to watch the Matrix Awakens thing. I didn't get to get through it yet.
holy shit, man. It looks good. It looks
Yeah.
good. Again, demos always look amazing. Then you play the game and you're like,
Well,
this
they
is
said that the
trash.
footage was from PS5 and Xbox Series X or whatever
Apparently,
the.
you can go play the demo now on PS5.
So is it an actual game that's coming out?
Yeah.
I thought they didn't. Huh. Did they give a release date for the game?
No, absolutely not. because I was looking at it earlier too, and I was like, oh shit, like Matrix Awakens, like this is gonna be pretty cool. Apparently, it's in partnership with Epic Games. It's out right now, but I don't. I think it's just like it may not be a game. It may just be like an experience kind of thing where you can kind of
Yeah.
play just that little bit that they kind of showed. But they say it's released right now. You can go play that little part right now. I don't think it's an actual game, but I could be wrong. It looked crazy though. It looked pretty crazy.
I see screenshots. It looks like someone walking in the street, some driving.
Apparently you can fly. You can run too.
I might check it out.
Yeah, if I can download it for free, I don't know if there's a
Yeah, it's
price on it.
free.
Oh, it's free. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna 100% play it, man. So I'll play some of that and come talk some shit. Wonder Woman, the game was released, or sorry, the game was announced. They're gonna have a Wonder Woman game, which is pretty
Hmm.
cool. And it's always good to have
Yeah.
a female protagonist. See her flying around in the car and using her whip to beat people up and tell her the truth. Be pretty cool.
Right.
Wonder Woman's pretty awesome. And then Star Wars Eclipse. That was another game that was announced.
Oh, really?
Yep. Oh, and then the Suicide Squad. They showed some
Like,
gameplay footage of that game, and that looked
yeah.
pretty interesting. Yeah, Suicide Squad kills the Justice League is what it's titled. If I said that, or if I remember correctly,
Yeah, I think that's it.
which would be pretty cool, man. And then Star Wars Eclipse, which is another Star Wars game that's supposed to come out. Um, I guess there was some. I guess people are like a little nervous because based on that company who's going to make the game, they just don't know how that like what direction or how that's going to look like in the
It's not EA again, is it?
Yeah, I don't think it's EA. I forgot who it was, but it's not
Please God no. Oh,
EA.
I thought it was supposed to be who's the studio that does the Assassin's Creed games?
Ubisoft.
Yeah, I thought Ubisoft was supposed to make the next Star Wars game.
Hold on, let's
What's
take a
it
look.
called?
Star Wars Eclipse. Mm-hmm.
Quantic Dreams. Oh, isn't Quantic Dreams the ones that do like Until Dawn, Beyond or
Yep, Detroit
Beyond?
Become Human.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
do.
Become Human,
They've done Heavy Rain and Detroit Become
Heavy
Human.
Rain.
Yeah, so brand new video game from Quantic Dreams. The studio behind Heavy Rain, Detroit Become Humans, announced Thursday at night at the Game Awards. For months. Yeah, man. So coming out with some kind of game. I saw some of the gameplay, or I guess I don't know if it's gameplay footage, but at least like part of the trailer or whatever, and it looked pretty good.
Yeah,
Like these, like the engines that they're using are like they're looking pretty sick. It's like they're doing some really good things with video games in the direction, especially with the graphics. When you have like a PS5 and all the like the hardware within the PS5 to kind of like once they start making games to fulfill like some of those hardware
yeah. They can like reach
systems and stuff.
the high end parts of it.
Ooh, it's gonna be it's be good, man. It's gonna be real good.
You got
Um,
any games on pre order right now?
I don't, man. I still need to finish a bunch of games that I haven't played yet.
Yeah,
Kind of,
I got so many games that I haven't even like touched.
if only you could take your PS5 on the plane. Because how
And
long are you gonna
just
be on the
play all
plane?
24 hours of gaming.
Could you imagine? It's just like, hey man, like you got 24 hours. You can go pee and poop and take snacks.
Well, I think I can. I should. Well, shoot. Unless if there's Wi-Fi in the plane, I can play on my iPad. The remote play.
Oh shit.
I wonder
Oh,
if I can just link my controller to my iPad
that'd be sick, man. If you can make it happen, I say do it.
because I was planning on bringing my iPad anyway.
True.
So if I can just bring a controller also.
Could you imagine? I'd be like, "Hey, Derek, how was your trip, bro? I just beat 5 games. I just beat
Yeah,
five
I played
games.
PlayStation the whole time.
I play PlayStation all the time. I beat 5 games in the entire time. Could you, man, bro? I mean, it'd be so sick if you could play games like that, like or like if you can like if you have the
Well,
capability to do that,
I
like sit
I
down and
I remember I had the PlayStation Portable, and
hmm
I could remote play my PS4 from that.
yeah.
So like one time I was in a work meeting and I was like playing Destiny like during a work meeting on my PlayStation PSP.
I see you logged on. I'm like, isn't this fool working? Oh, it's fine. I log on. We start playing or whatever. I'm like, what's up, Derek? How you doing? Chilling at work. Shh, I can't talk much. I'm in a meeting.
Right. I gotta keep it down.
You gotta shut up. Quit telling
Yeah, I
me
have
terrible jokes about my mom.
the next the next Horizon game pre-ordered.
Ooh.
So I pre-ordered that one. And then the Gran Turismo that's coming out.
I heard
I
really
pre-ordered
good
that one
things.
too.
Yeah.
So I got two games right now pre-ordered for next year.
I don't know, man. I gotta take a look at some of the stuff. Uh I haven't pre-ordered anything. I'm still waiting. 'Cause I'm always nervous to
Yeah.
pre-order now, man. Like companies have gypped us, too
Like
often
Cyberpunk.
recently. Yeah, they've gypped us too recently. Where now, like even the extras that you could possibly get on pre-ordering the game sometimes aren't even worth it.
Yeah.
Like I just don't think they
Did you
should
get
be
any
this.
of the new Battlefield or new Call of Duty?
I got the new Call of Duty, the new Battlefield. I haven't got it, man. I've heard
I
bad
heard it's
things.
jacked up.
Yeah, I've heard really bad things. I heard it's fun. I did hear it's a lot of fun to play, but like it's just there's so
The
many
servers are
bugs.
always messed up and so many bugs.
Yeah, which is kind of sad because again, it looked very promising. I remember watching like the gameplay, like the gameplay trailer, the actual
Yeah.
trailer, and I was like, I had high hopes for Battlefield. I'm a fan of the series. I think Battlefield has always been the better of the two.
Yeah.
And like I mean, being able to like stand next to a building and somebody shoots a rocket at it and the building blows up in your face, like almost a little too realistic. Where you're just like,
Yeah.
man, I'm getting a little nervous playing this shit. But I like the Battlefield series, so that kind of sucks. The new Call of Duty series, like again, you know why I buy and play, man. I play because I play with like our boy Vic and his friends and stuff, man. And so
Yeah.
it's a good game to play where you don't have to think too much. You just got to go around, shoot, point, and you get to talk to each other as you're playing the game.
Yeah.
So but I like it. I think is it the best? No, man. Like it's to the point now where it's so repetitive that it's the same game
Yeah.
every year. They just polish the turd differently. They use different
Polish the
polish.
turd
Yeah,
differently.
they used a different polish. So. But those two games, like again, I bought them, but just because of the friend connection. So from now on, like unless the story is really really good, I'm always a little hesitant.
Yeah.
I rather play multiplayer games, like no matter what it
Yeah.
is. It doesn't have to be a first person shooter. Like it could be anything. But if I'm gonna play anything, I'd rather be multiplayer. But I mean, I know there's still really good storyline games, right? Like God of
Yeah.
War. I might download that. It's supposed to come out next year, right? Got pushed back or something.
Yeah.
It just got
Yeah.
pushed back or whatever. But that's a game I'd pre-order and play.
Or the next Spider-Man game.
Oh, dude, next Spider-Man game? Hell yeah!
Or the Wolverine game.
Oh shit! Stop, man! You're just naming all the goddamn games now.
Nothing
I was like, what else? I was like, what else is what's on the list, man? What else is on the list on the pre-orders?
else I can think of. But I was like those games are so far out. They don't have it like there's not even like,
They're like,
they're not going to start doing pre-orders for a while.
you were like, hey, Joseph, I'm playing this game. Finally in the nursing home.
Especially like
But
Wolverine probably going to be like 3 or 4 years out still.
you said 3 or 4.
But by that time though, they should be able to use the full power of the PS5.
True. So Gotham Knights, that game comes out 2022. Uh, Five Nights at Freddy's comes out, or maybe that already came out. Ghostwire Tokyo, God of War comes out next year.
Yeah, Ragnarok.
I guess there's a Lord of the Rings game coming out.
Stray. I kind of want to try that Stray. That's the one about the cat. You
Oh
play a cat.
yeah, they have that one on here as well. That comes out 2022. The Little Devil Inside. Oh yeah, these were some of the games we talked about recently.
Yeah.
Total War Hammer, Dying Light 2, that looked pretty fun. Rainbow Six. Let's see, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction. So yeah, I mean, there's some promising games coming out, but there's nothing where I'm all like, yes, I want to buy this like tomorrow,
Yeah.
right?
Like
But
I gotta get
yeah,
this.
yeah, Horizon I would probably buy. Gran Turismo, I'm sure that's gonna be pretty sick. Um, Kirby, they're coming out with another Kirby game. That's awesome.
What? It's so stupid to like go through a list of like upcoming games and you see GTA 5. Like, really?
Oh shit! Oh yeah,
It's
Marvel's
so
Midnight Sun,
ridiculous.
Ragnarok. That game looks awesome. Ghostwire Tokyo, Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights looks so good. Yeah, Stray looked interesting.
Oh, and the Midnight Sun game, that Marvel Midnight Sun.
Yo, that game's supposed to be pretty good. That's supposed to be like kind of similar to like a what was it? A turn-based game.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings Gollum. That should be pretty cool. Big fan of that. Plague Tale, Requiem. What is this?
An
Mario?
Avatar game?
You said an
Oh,
Avatar.
this the Callisto Protocol?
I
That looks like it
literally,
might be cool.
I'm literally, like, I just passed the game. Yeah, Callisto Protocol. That shit looks wild.
Yeah. The
Your
Little
favorite
Devil
game?
Inside actually looks good.
Yeah, that one did. Hogwarts Legacy, right up your alley.
Nah, I'm good.
Suicide Squad, still to be confirmed, but that's coming out.
Pragmata looks interesting.
Alan Wake, that looked pretty good. This game's always scared the shit out of me. Wonder Woman comes out. Marvel
Oh,
Wolverine.
the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Fuck. Outer World 2,
Oh,
Faithful
and the
4.
Indiana Jones game.
Are they coming out with that too?
There's no like no release, like not even a year yet.
Yeah, Skull and Bones.
And it's not even confirmed that it's going to be on PS5 because it's a Bethesda game.
Oh shit,
Them bastards.
damn
Yeah, and
bastard.
then Ubisoft is making their own Star Wars open world game.
I did remember seeing that. You and I talked about that.
And there's a 007 game coming out.
Project
So there
007?
is there's some good games that are still coming out.
It's gonna take 10 years for them.
Yeah, it's
You'll
going to be
be
a
in your
while before
nursing
we see most
home.
of
You'll have
these.
plenty of time to beat them all. It'll be all good.
So, did you get a chance to watch that Mortal Kombat movie?
I did not, man. And I told you, I was like, I'm gonna watch this movie. As soon as we
You
get done,
son
I'm
of a
gonna watch.
bitch.
Yeah, as soon as I get done with this, I'm gonna go.
You're fired.
All right, it's been real. It's the last episode I'm a part of. Next week, please stay tuned for Me Three Bros podcast, where it's just
Right. I'm going to talk to myself.
He's gonna talk about what his adventures are gonna be in Thailand.
Yeah, but it's decent. It's not like great. But it was pretty good. I was entertained watching it. So I
Okay.
think you'll like it.
Yeah, man, I like the Mortal Kombat series. I love that mythos in the story. I really do like the
Yeah.
story, man. Like, there's some really cool
Yeah,
story.
there's so much like detail that they put into like for the characters and their backgrounds and all that stuff.
Oh no, for sure. Like, learning about like Sub Zero, and I always wondered more so like who are these people from this outer world, and when did like Earth get brought into all this shit? So I know there's so much more than just guys ripping their hearts out of their chests and shit. And,
Yeah.
there's so much more than that. And if you play some of the earlier games, the story, like, there was a story to them. So
Yeah. They still had stories to them back then even.
yep. So yeah, it's one of those things where like I have to watch it, man. So I'll watch
Yeah.
it, and we can talk about it next time.
Have you seen the trailer for the Halo game or movie? The Halo show that's coming out on Paramount Plus.
Did they release more footage than just the one footage that I saw? That
So
was
like
like
I
a 10
watched the
second.
trailer that they actually have on Paramount Plus, and it seems longer.
Mhm.
You get to see more Master Chief, and you see like I don't know any of the, I don't think they show Cortana. They show I don't know the guy's name, the sergeant that's always that's usually with him.
Mm-hmm.
They show him, the actor that's
Oh,
playing
then yeah,
him.
man, you've seen more than I have because I've only seen like the snippet where he's like sitting down and he steps up and they just say his
Oh yeah,
name.
they only show him like from behind or whatever.
That's all I've seen so far.
Yeah, if you watch the trailer on Paramount Plus, like they show like stuff happening.
Oh shit, okay.
Like you don't get to see any of the. Is it Covenant? The army they fight, the bad guys.
Oh
Are they
man,
called the
I
Covenant?
couldn't tell you.
Like you don't get to see any of the bad guys yet. I don't remember seeing them in the trailer. I don't know if they're gonna have the flood in it or too. So
Mm-hmm.
they didn't show anything like that. They showed, I guess it was a younger version of Master Chief, John 117.
Oh,
They showed him as a kid. I think it's him.
yeah.
Because they showed him for like a hot second. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like a flash of some kid. Like they showed it.
Yeah.
And I think they showed another kid, so probably someone else that was in the Spartan program. And then they showed the doctor that like started the Spartan program. That like got the kids and started training them or whatever, and like,
Yeah.
and then they showed some other female. I think one of the female Spartans. So yeah, it looked. I mean, I'm not. I don't. I haven't played Halo since 3,
Yeah.
so but I like the story and I like the lore through Halo. I mean, I've told you before on here that I've
Yeah.
read all the books and everything except for the Forerunner series. So if they incorporate some of the stuff from the books, it'll be pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, because you said you really like the stories, right? Like there's that
Yeah, like the
offers.
books are the books are excellent. Like if you
Mhm.
ever get a chance, like I would read all of them because
How
they got
many
some good stories.
besides the Forerunner series? How many is there that you've read?
Um, Shoot, I can't even remember because I started reading them back when we were working at Calvin Klein.
Oh shit! So like that's
You
fucking
remember one time I was out on break and I was sitting in my car with the door open and you scared the shit out of me?
yeah.
I was reading a Halo book.
Oh, you were reading Hannibal. Okay,
Yeah.
I think I rolled up and I was like, "Hey, fool," or something like that. And you were like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. So they started writing them in 2001. So the first one was Fall of Reach, and then The Flood, First Strike, Ghost of Onyx, Contact Harvest, The Cole Protocol. Um, yeah. They've added, so I haven't, so those are one, two, three, four. Those are the original 6. They've added a bunch. I, I haven't, I'm like way behind now because
Yeah,
there's so many now.
it's like reading the Star Wars series. Like there's so many. There's so many books now.
There's 13 now,
Holy shit!
or 13 on top of the original 6.
What?
Yeah,
So it's like 19.
yeah.
Holy shit!
What? Yeah. So it's it's a good series to read.
I'll have to. Yeah, man. I might. That might be the next series I read. Be like, hey, fuck it. And you said they're pretty easy to read.
Yeah. So there's a website that tells you the all the Halo books and the order to read them in.
Oh, nice. Understand the story better and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll have to take a look at them or something like that and kind of read more about it. Because apparently, again, people love it, man. So, and for it
Yeah.
to come out from like to come, and to be in the video game, with the books and stuff, like I'm sure only makes it that much more better, right?
Yeah.
Better, so.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
Dog is going crazy. Hey, hey. Sorry, my neighbor has like a what do they call them? Those. It's like a thing that blows like leaves. A leaf blower. He has like a leaf blower, so he's
Oh.
like blowing the leaves in the hallway of the apartment complex, and so the dog was like, "What the hell is that noise?" So she went crazy. I was like, "Who are you barking at? You good, fam? It's all good, right, Lola?" All right, Derek. So we should we hop into the NFL section here, man, or do you have anything else you want to
Yeah.
add?
Yeah. I think that's it.
All right, so
Talk about the foosball.
week 13. Let's start it off. Week 13, which is it was December 1st to the 7th. We started out with the Cowgirls and the Saints did not go marching They did not go marching in. The Cowboys 27, Saints 17. Any insight there, Derek? You want to add? Yep, boo the
That
Cowboys.
wasn't. What else were you expecting, really?
True. Buccaneers and the Falcons. Buccaneers 9-3. Falcons 5-7. Man, the Buccaneers beat them set 30-17. Uh, are the three-headed monster of Brady, Gronk, and Leonard Fournette unstoppable right now? Right, you get some ups and downs sometimes where
Yeah,
they lay an egg with some teams and then
yeah,
they turn around and blow other teams out away.
yeah, yeah.
So
They're so like wishy washy right now.
yeah, you don't never know who you're going to get with those teams. The Cardinals 33, the Bears 22. The Cardinals are a very scary team.
Yeah. It seems like no one can like figure out Kyler Murray right now.
Yeah, that and then um, I think their coach is in the last year of his contract,
Oh,
and there are some college teams that are trying to get him to come back to college. I think Oklahoma is one of those
huh.
teams because obviously there was like some huge changes within the college realm where like coaches just up and left overnight, and they're just like, "Hey, so I'm going to go coach another team," and they just like left, right? So Cardinals and Bears. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. On the
You know what they called the game? Uh, the Saint or the Steelers and Minnesota game.
what they call it.
The couldn't beat Detroit Bowl.
Couldn't beat Detroit Bowl.
Yeah, the couldn't beat Detroit Bowl.
Oh, love it. Because yeah, I think they tied the Steelers, right? They
Yeah,
tied the
and then they beat
Steelers,
and Minnesota got beat.
and Minnesota beat, and they got beat by the Detroit. I love it. Um, Chargers and Bengals. Chargers again. We talked about this about the inconsistency with the Chargers, but they won this game 41-22.
Yeah,
Justin Herbert, man, 317, three touchdowns. Austin Eckler with the touchdown. Just never know who you're going to get in those kind of games.
yeah,
Just like you were mentioning, couldn't beat Detroit Bowl. Week 13 also showed the Lions get their first win against the Vikings, 29-27, in a very close game. But the Vikings, Kirk Cousins, one of the best finessers in the league.
right.
Giants and Dolphins, not too surprising. Poor Giants have not done much this season, but 20-9 Dolphins. They definitely won that game. Eagles and Jets. Gardner Minshew decided to come into the game and say, "Hey, I'm going to use my mustache and I'm going to throw these footballs at people." And he did fantastic. He got
With his
with
mustache.
his mustache. It was just his mustache. He didn't even throw the ball with his arms. It was straight mustache. His handlebar
Just his
part
mustache
it was
was
just
throwing
throwing
the arm
footballs.
or
Yeah,
throwing the ball.
got him 242 yards, and he went for 20 for 25. 20 for 25. That mustache got some arm on it. Got some cannon. And then you have the Washington football team and the Raiders. The Washington football team 17, the Raiders 15. The funny thing about the Washington football team, anytime I see them, like if I see like analysts or anybody or like even journalists or something or
Yeah.
talk about them, they always abbreviate their name and it's WFT, but I
Oh
always
yeah.
read it as WTF every
Yeah.
single time,
Yeah.
bro. I look at it, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, oh, what the fuck just picked up, Sean Cunningham or Richard Billingsby or something like that, and I'm just like, what? I was like, man, this dude's having a stroke. Somebody help this guy, who's this analyst who's like giving or insider who's giving us this reports. Like somebody fire that guy, or you not fire him, but like give him some help. Rams and the Jaguars. Come on, man. The Rams beat up on the Jaguars 37-7. Jaguars didn't do nothing to the Rams. Let's see if the Rams who we think they are. Steelers and Ravens. The Steelers were able to kind of squeak by the Ravens, 20-19, which was a really close game.
Yeah.
And I think the Ravens tried to go for it on two, or sorry, they tried to go for two at the end of the game, and the Steelers were able to stop them, and they finished the game there, right? 49ers and Seahawks. 49ers 23, Seahawks 30. I don't know what happened there, Derek. What happened there?
Yeah. A non-pass interference call on 3rd and goal as time at the end of the game.
These refs.
Sherfield was like basically mugged by Seattle's. I don't know if it was their safety or corner. Like the dude was like literally hugging him, in front of the ref, and then nothing.
There have been some very questionable calls this season, man. Like when you talk about questionable, like like you said,
But they
guys
were
are.
calling BS on San Francisco the whole damn game.
Well, it sucks when your star receiver is also out, and he's out of my lineup, and I lost last week, and I'm pissed off. We're not going to talk about it. Let's keep it moving. Broncos and Chiefs, man. The Chiefs 22, Broncos 9. It looks like the Chiefs are starting to get that momentum again. They're starting. They're starting to give back some of that, that magic that they had, a few last season and the season before. It looks like Patrick Mahomes has finally kind of settled down within his role and is playing a little bit better. But for a while there, it didn't look like that. So Patrick Mahomes is doing his thing out there. And then the final game on Monday was the Patriots and the Bills. Patriots 14 and the Bills 10. I don't know if you remember watching the weather of that game, but it looked wild. And I think this is also the game where Mac Jones
threw like 12 times.
Three attempts. He threw 3 attempts. 2 were completions. One of them was not a completion. 3 attempts.
That's just crazy.
I think Belichick, the Patriots ran it like 30 times in a row. Or something, like 20-something times in a row. Like just something wild like that where they were just like, we're just going to keep running it. Eventually they'll stop us. And they couldn't stop them. They could not. Poor Bills. But the Patriots, the number 1 team in the AFC. Are they who we think they are? We'll find out with Derek's, website that he uses to give us some analysis on these teams. Derek, please bless us on how the Patriots
don't even have nothing for this week.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Right. I'm like looking and looking.
I thought you had something cool for me, man. I was waiting for it.
How about this? A Lions win is like the McRib. It only happens once a year.
You gotta love you some McRib, bro. Gotta love you some McRib. But with that,
I've seen a lot of people talking about a Bucks and Patriots Super Bowl. Like people are still on it, thinking it's going to happen.
I'm going to start watching golf. Or is there what is it? Curling? I'm going to start watching curling.
Curling?
Yeah, I'm going to watch Canadian curling. I'm going to start talking about that on the podcast. I can't do this in football anymore.
Yeah, I don't.
If it's the Patriots and the Bucks in the Super Bowl, I can't. I'm going to watch the halftime show and that's it.
Right. And the commercials.
And then every time there's football, I'm going to change the channel and go back.
Right.
It'll be fine. But with that, that is the football recap. Though. Yeah, I hope not too, man. But that is the football recap. Derek, did you have anything else, man? Or would you like to do your thing you do, man?
I think I'm good for this week.
Me too, man. Let's wrap it up. Go ahead, do your thing.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
I gotta go. No. I gotta eat some dinner and then get ready for bed. I gotta wake up early to get my herd did tomorrow.
Hey, push the ear back. What do you call them? Push the ears back.
Get your ears pushed back.
Get your ears pushed back. Or if you guys have ever seen the Chappelle Show, yo, wrap it up, B. Yo, wrap it up, B.
Wrap it up.
He's talking to the judge. He's like, wrap it up, B. Sorry, this day.
Wrap that gavel up, B.
Wrap that gavel up, B. I can't, man. All right. So thank you, everybody who listens to the podcast. Appreciate you guys. Next week is Ugly Sweater episode. So we'll have some fun ugly sweaters for you guys next week. Thank you again to everybody who listens. Have a safe weekend, a fun weekend. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bigfoot, if you're out there, my brother, it is episode 29. Where's your bitch ass at? I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm tired of it. I'm not waiting no more. I'm just kidding, man. Hope you're doing well out there. But hey, much love. Peace, everybody. Derek, see us out, man.
Yeah, thank everybody that gave us a listen on the old podcast or watched us on the YouTubes. We really appreciate everyone stopping by and taking their time out of their day to listen to us ramble on about nonsense, basically. But yeah, we have a good time doing this and we love doing it. So yeah, thank you for everyone that listened, watched, however you got to us. We really appreciate it. And if you liked us, pass us on to your friends and family. Let them know you found something cool to listen to. We'd really appreciate it. And also don't forget our website, we3bros.com. And I think that's about it. Thanks, Joseph, for being here again. And
it's a pleasure, man.
I think that'll do it. Flannels out.